In an effort to make things a little easier for you and to free up a little more time in class, I'm going to take a few minutes to go over the homework of the third declension nouns, parsings, and even do a few warm-up exercises to help prepare you for the work that is ahead. So let's proceed. Tinos. Now, we didn't get a chance to talk about this in class, I don't believe, but the accent of this one is very important. So when tis is functioning as an indefinite pronoun, someone, a certain one, there will not be an accent on the first syllable. It will either not have an accent mark at all, or the accent will be on the last syllable. In this instance, the accent is on the first syllable, which is tis, which means who, what, why, depending very much on the context and also on the gender of the pronoun in that particular instance. So with this one, tis, the genitive singular form is tinas. Okay, so here we then know that this is a genitive singular form. And since tis has a 3-3 pattern, then we would know that this would be genitive, and it would be masculine, feminine, or neuter because it shares that form. And then it would be singular, and it would be from tis, and it would be of what, of whom, of which, depending upon, or even of why, potentially, depending upon what you might have. Pretty unlikely, though, that it would be of why. So then we go to this next one, pasas. This is from pas. And remember, it's pas, pasa, pan. All right. So if you think about pas, pasa, pan, you're going to remember that in the genitive singular, this is a 3-1-3 pattern. Okay, a 3-1-3 pattern. So then in the masculine and neuter, you would have pas, pantas, Omicron sigma, panti, panta, pantes, on through. And then in the dative plural, you would have passen. Okay, so the new ta would go away, but we don't have a dative plural ending here, but we still have pas, which tells us that it's one of the ones that is following a first declension pattern. Now, so that's got us to the point that we know that this is feminine. So I'll make a little notation of that. And then we look here. So we've got the alpha, and you recall that the alpha is only going to be in the plural when the last letter of the stem prior to the stem vowel is going to be epsilon, iota, rho, And with adjectives, it can also be the case. Maybe you have other vowels as well. But with this one in particular, it's going to be passes in the feminine genitive singular. And this is, since it's the alpha and the alpha sigma, in the first declension, it's going to be accusative feminine plural. Okay, accusative feminine plural. I'm not very good at writing with the cursor here. Accusative feminine plural from pas, and it would mean all. Here we have hinas, and this is from hin, and then or haste, haste hinas. All right, and it's haste mia hin. So this is another 313, and so this is from hin, and so it's genitive singular, which it has to be since it means one. You can't exactly have a plural one. So you have of, so it's a genitive masculine or neuter singular from haste, and it means of one. All right, this is soma, and it's from soma. And soma is one of those mu alpha tau. Notice it ends there, and it's a somatas in the genitive singular. So that tells you it's a mu alpha tau. And so, as a result of that, we know it's neuter because all mu alpha taus are neuter. And it is nominative. I'll put nom there. Nominative or accusative, because they share the same form. Nominative or accusative singular. If this were a plural, this is an important thing to keep in mind with mu alpha taus. When it's in the nominative or accusative singular, the tau is going to fall out, and you'll be left with soma. When it's in the nominative or accusative plural, you're going to see the tau, and it will be somata. So you'll have the full stem there, and you shouldn't get those confused. Also, if you are confused, you always or oftentimes can depend upon the article to help you out there. In this instance, it would be tau omicron. And it would be accented like that. So to soma would tell you that this is neuter, nominative, or accusative singular. All right, onomaton. And so this is another of those mu alpha taus, like we've talked about in the previous parsing. This is from onoma. The tau has fallen out in the neuter, nominative, or accusative singular. And since we have the omega nu, that tells us right away that, and we have the stem here, onomaton, or maton, we have a genitive plural, neuter, from onoma. It means of names. Okay? Of names. Here we have hina, and this again is from haste. This can actually be three separate, actually it cannot be three separate things because it doesn't have a plural, so you're okay there. So hina is, remember that hin is your form in the neuter, nominative, and accusative singular over on the far side of the ledger, on the right hand side of the chart, if you were to make a chart of this. And so it's haste, mia, hin, and so hin is going to be the nominative or accusative singular, neuter, and here you just have the alpha, hina, so this is nominative masculine singular from haste, and it means one. Okay. All right, tines, and notice you have no accent mark. Okay, so that is really helpful because that tells you it's tis with no accent mark, and that means it's going to be certain one, someone, depending upon the number. And so since we've got epsilon sigma right here, that tells us it's nominative, masculine, or feminine. I believe it's a 3-3 pattern. Nominative, masculine or feminine, plural, and it would be certain ones, plural, some ones, plural. If it was clear in the context that it would be women, some women, or certain women. All right, that brings us to number 9. This again is from Sarks. And if you recall, we talked about earlier in class that what happens in the nominative singular of a third declension also happens in the dative plural. So here you're going to see the xi from Sarks again, but it doesn't have, it's not going to end there. It's got the iota. And so this is a dative. Okay, Sarksi. This is a dative, feminine plural, because remember Sarks is a feminine noun. It's a dative feminine plural. And remember, in the dative plural of the third declension, you have a movable nu, which is not in this parsing. So it's a dative feminine plural from Sarks, and it doesn't mean let's just say that it's a bit of an odd translation. It would be two fleshes or with fleshes, plural, which, let's just be honest, is a little odd. But I think the main thing is that you understand the progress of the parsing of this particular word. All right, the last one we have here is pneumata, and this is another mu alpha tau, like what we saw earlier with soma and anima. And so with this one, we do see the full stem all the way through with the mu alpha tau, and then we have our ending alpha. So that tells us that this is plural. It's not just pneuma, the nominative or accusative nominative or accusative neuter singular. It's pneumata. So this is going to be nominative or accusative neuter plural. Nominative or accusative neuter plural, which is then going to be translated as spirits. Okay, spirits. All right, let's do one or two of the warm-ups. So here we have to, anamati, mu. So the to is it really tells us right away that this is going to be a dative singular. So we look here at anima, it's a mu alpha tau, which tells us it's neuter. Okay, so it's neuter, and it's dative singular because we see the iota there. Okay, so it's to the name. Okay, or with the name, but we still have the genitive. This is the head noun. To anamati is the head noun. Mu is a genitive first person pronoun. A genitive singular, first person pronoun, mu. Okay, so that means my. So this is modifying anamati, so it is with my name or to my name. All right, let's do maybe one more. So here we have tain agapein, tain eis pantos tous hagius. So here we have an article followed by a substantive. So article, substantive. And we have an article followed by a prepositional phrase. So what that's telling us is that this prepositional phrase, eis pantos tous hagius, is modifying agapein. Okay? So that's helpful. And it's in the attributive position because you got article, substantive, article, noun, article, prepositional phrase. And so tain agapein, this is both tain and agapein are showing us that this is accusative feminine singular. And again, you have accusative feminine singular here with the tain. So we have the love, and if you recall what we talked about in previous class, is that, or class is that when you have an article in front of a prepositional phrase that puts that prepositional phrase into the attributive position, it makes it function as an adjective, you're going to add a relative pronoun, that, which, or who, depending upon the context. You could use in this instance that or which, because it's talking about the love, accusative feminine singular, the love, which, or that. Then you add the to be verb, the appropriate to be verb. In this instance, it would be is. The love, which is in. Okay, we've got that, or the love that is in. And then we have pantos, tous, hagios. Okay, so pantos is an adjective, and one of the things that we will need to discuss maybe a little further in class is that with pas, pasa, and pan, it functions attributively even when it's in the predicate position. In fact, pas, pasa, pan is never going to be in the attributive position. It will function attributively in the predicate position. So what you have here, the love which is in context maybe even for, and so we've got pantos tous hagios. Tous hagios is accusative masculine plural. This is a substantive adjective. Remember, hagios is holy. It's an adjective, and now it's been made substantive. It's an accusative masculine plural. The love, which is in or for all, and when hagios, holy, is used as a substantive, it means saints. The love which is in or for all the saints. All right, let's do one final one. So here we have ace, and notice the difference between ace and haste. Ace is the prepositional phrase or preposition, and haste is the nominative singular form of one. Okay, so you have ace, sarka, mion. So this is into or for. Then you have mion, which is the number one. Okay, and it's the feminine form of the number one. Remember, haste, mia, hin. And so you've got the new here that is accusative. Okay. And also with sarka, remember, sarx is the nominative feminine form. The accusative singular form is sark with the ka. Remember, sarkos to give you the stem of the third declension. So it's sarka is an accusative feminine singular. So into one flesh. Into one flesh. All right. Hope that these reviewing these and preparing you with the warm-ups are helpful, and I hope that you have a great day.